I want to just take a second to talk about niching and how niching has actually like helped me in my journey, and how I used to feel like niching was like something that was meant to control or constrict me and put me in this little box. And I just was not having it. I was like, I don't want to do that. Like, I have so many things that I want to talk about, so many different things that I want to do. And I just kept hearing everybody talk about niching and how it was going to put me into this little box. And I just did not want that. But to be honest with you, I just found that that's not at all what niching is or what niching is about. And I'm actually happy that I niched down now, because niching has truly helped me to stop overthinking and stop feeling like I was all over the place and jumping from thing to thing or business to business, because I really was. Like, I created so many different businesses. I'm talking lip gloss and home decor, stationery, I can't even remember them all. Like, of course, art, fashion. There's been lots of businesses, maybe more than a handful, that I have tried to start. I just found that, like, after I learned what niching was and I learned how to do it, and I actually got a coach who actually explained niching, and I watched a few videos from like strategists who really understood what niching was and what niching actually meant. And now I don't exactly use a niche to put myself into a box. I use my niche as a way to basically explain what it is I do, who it is I help serve, and how it is I help serve them. So I definitely focus on my mission, but I just use my niche as a way to kind of tell people what my title is, who my audience is, and how I help serve them, and in the way that I help serve them in like the most creatively fulfilling way. And I think that is so important, because it really helps me to stand out from other people who aren't talking about how to use your creativity to build an online business, or who aren't talking about using your passions, your different skills, your expertise, and like the things that you are most passionate about, all of your, passions that you enjoy doing, and how you can turn that into a business, and how you can leverage those passions, those gifts, those talents, whatever you want to call it, and you can use that in your content. You can use that in your visual aesthetics. You can use that in all of your branding, your social media, your marketing, and even creating products and services. So I believe that the niche statement really helped me to understand what it is I do and how I do it. And then I'm able to communicate that easily to people. And I kind of use this as what people call like the elevator pitch. That's what I use my niche for, but I don't necessarily use the niche as a way to like box myself in any way. I also have like content pillars, which my content pillars, I personally think, are what really help me to drive my mission. Like, I'm able to do so many different things and talk about so many different interests because I have these content pillars that are set in place. And I'm going to show you guys here on the screen my content pillars. Now, I have 5 content pillars. Each one of those content pillars was created because they not only relate to me, but they relate to my target audience as well. So when I was going through and creating these content pillars, I wanted content pillars that related to me, but I also wanted to find out how they connect to my target audience. So for example, one of my content pillars is mindset and personal development. Now, I wanted to share my journey with mindset and personal development and all the tools and the techniques that I have learned over the past 3 to 4 years with, my own mindset and personal development journey. And I use that, and the connection piece to my audience is that, they're struggling with their mindset to feel confident enough to show up online, to build their brand, to build their business. That's why I created this pillar, because it connects not only to myself but to my audience. And then I have another pillar which is about my journey, my personal journey. And I believe that this is a way that I can include like a personal branding element into my business, was to talk about my own personal journey, my journey with creating more work-life balance. So I just share my day. I share how I'm creating more balance in my life, like in my overall health, in my wellness journey, in my well-being journey. So I'm talking about foods that I eat. I'm talking about my weight loss journey because I personally want to go on a weight loss journey. I talk about my journey with PCOS and my journey with not having a thyroid and productivity things that I am learning in this business. So everything that's like my journey goes underneath this category, with my journey creating more work-life balance and things like that. And the connection piece to my audience is that they also wanted to create more work-life balance for themselves, And I have 5 pillars, but if you want to do this as well, you can maybe just start with 3 pillars or 5 pillars and really figure out the connection piece. Like, they connect to you, but how exactly do they connect to your audience, the audience, your ideal audience that you want for your brand and your business? And the more that you can find those connection pieces, the easier it'll be to like be able to tell stories and things like that when you actually show up on social media. And then the content itself will just, of course, make more sense when you're showing up online, or when you're writing blogs or creating YouTube videos, or writing emails or different things like that. When you create these different pillars, then they'll start to make sense for your brand and your business, and they will actually, resonate with the people that you're trying to share it with more. I just wanted to talk about this a little bit because I think that people get stuck on the fact of thinking about, okay, so once you have a niche, then that means it's it. That's it. Like, you have a niche and you're stuck in this thing, and then there's no moving from that. But if you can see from just me sharing just those 2 pillars, and that's not even it. Like I said, I have 5 pillars. So just from me sharing those 2 pillars, you can see that, like, I have a lot of things to talk about. I have more things to talk about than, like, it's so much for me to talk about now, because within those pillars, I have subtopics and categories as well that I talk about. If you notice that when I spoke about my journey, I talk about how I could talk about productivity, how I could talk about my personal journey as well. And there's more things that I can share in my personal journey. I could vlog if I wanted to share my personal journey and my personal life. I could even talk about my health journey and my experiences with PCOS and hypothyroidism. They connect to my audience, so my audience will still find some type of value in it. But at the same time, I'm getting to talk about the things that I love, that I enjoyed, that I actually wanted to talk about, that I wanted to build this brand and this business off of, because I didn't just think it would be important to me. I really felt like it would be important to women and to entrepreneurs out there who, maybe also have health issues or mental health issues or whatever the case may be, and they wanted to build brands and businesses themselves. So I just want you to know that if you feel like you're going to be boxed in with a niche, you don't have to feel that way. It's not to box you in. It is really just to help you find a bit of structure and to easily communicate to people what it is you do, who you help serve, and then how you do that. And then you're also going to have all these other elements to your brand and to your business that you can do, talking about your content pillars or your brand pillars is one way. And that's not even the only way. Like, there are many ways that you can share your story or share your unique voice, or, build a brand and build a business. So you are not just restricted to one thing, which is why I love talking about branding and personal branding, is because there are so many levels to it. There is, creating a strategy, and depending on whatever you want your strategy to be, there's going to be so many different ways that you can build this brand in this business, and you don't have to feel like, this is it. Like, you also get to change the strategy too, which is what a strategy is. It's meant to be, make the strategy, make the plan, and then you test it for a certain period of time, 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, or whatever the case may be for you. And then you get to adjust the strategy. You get to change it, tweak it, or whatever the case may be. You get to do all of that. And then you get to keep elevating and building this brand and this business and scaling or scaling back if you need to. Overall, I think the whole entire message here is that a niche isn't meant to restrict you. It's just meant to help you develop a little bit of structure in your business and everything, so it just doesn't feel like you're all over the place. So if you want me to dive deeper into what a niche is, or more about strategy or brand pillars, or any questions related to branding and in particular, in particular, anywho, if you want me to dive deeper into brand strategy or anything that maybe you've heard about a brand strategy, like, like a niche, and it maybe has sounded a little scary to you, or like a strategy and maybe that makes you a little nervous, and you want me to dive in a little bit deeper into any of these topics, then please pop them in the comments below, and I would love to do like a Q&A, or answer your questions on that in an upcoming video. So I thank you guys so much for watching. And by the way, I'm Tamika Marie, but everyone calls me Mika. And don't forget to follow me over on my business page, my Instagram page, which is _gallery 713. Talk about more mindset, business, branding, growth over on my Instagram. So you're more than welcome to follow me over there. And I thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.